Chennai in Tamil Nadu, where 10 luxury cars, including a Ferrari, 2 Lamborghinis, a Mercedes and an Audi, were impounded by Chennai police, and the drivers of the cars were arrested for rash and negligent driving, creating panic and causing noise pollution. These cars were seen standing in a row near the Kanathur police station in outer fringes of Chennai. Officers said that the cars were seen speeding outside the city on the east coast road towards Mahabalipuram early morning. It is suspected that they were taking part in an early morning race. The drivers have been charged with speeding and endangering life, but the youngsters in the cars claim that they were within the speed limit of 60 kilometers per hour on this section infamous for car racing. In fact, some news that's breaking this minute, where NewsX has accessed the FIR details in this particular case. All accused have been booked under provisions of the Motor Vehicles Act 1988 and IPC have been applied in this case. Section 184, dangerous driving, Section 189, engaging in a race without permission, and 192, violation of road safety, noise or air pollution standards of the MV Act. Besides Section 279, which is rash driving, 336, which is negligent act and endangering safety of others, and 353, deterring public servant of the IPC. So several charges that have been leveled against these drivers of these extremely luxurious cars there in Chennai. Well, let's go across to my colleague Lokpriya joining us with further details. Lokpriya, with the visuals you have sent us, it looks like a parade of these luxury vehicles, premium sports cars there in Chennai. But after looking at the story, clearly these boys were indulging in racing or speeding, endangering life. Tell us a little more in detail about the identity of these individuals as well. What is the police maintaining?
Well, that's correct. We are right here outside the Kanathur police station, and this is the place where the luxury cars have been impounded and they have been kept under the custody in the police station. These are 10 luxury cars, and sources in the police department say the total worth of these cars will be approximately 50 to 60 crores. These cars were impounded yesterday on charges of approximately 50 to 60 crores. These cars were impounded yesterday on charges of overspeeding and rash driving. And this took place on the famous East Coast Road, one of the most scenic routes in Chennai that connects Chennai to Puducherry. And the police impounded these cars at ECR for over speeding as well as rash driving. The police say that the cars are under the custody, and the motor vehicles inspector will inspect the car, and then later it will be produced in the court. All the 10 accused have been released on bail, and these are between 22 to 25-year-old men who are involved in various business activities. And the police say there is an increase in the number of accidents on ECR, and they are cracking the whip on overspeeding. And these are luxury cars which has very high decibel when they go on the road, and they have received complaints from the residents here, and also because they found that the cars have been overspeeding, they have been impounded, and the owners have been arrested. However, all the cases are a bailable offence, so all the 10 owners of the car have been released on bail, and the cars are kept under the custody of the police.
Yes, Lokpriya, the problem is not in owning these cars. If one has actually bought this car with legal routes, paid taxes, etc., it's not a problem. If you have the money, why not? But the problem really is on how these youngsters, like you mentioned, within the age group of 20 to 25, sometimes drive irresponsibly. You know, in adrenaline rush, they have these racing clubs, as we understand, of these premium cars that come together, and that's where the problem really is. There are several stories, be it Kolkata, be it Delhi, where negligent and rash driving has caused so many deaths, and that is something we need to avoid.
Well, definitely is, and ECR is also very synonymous with accidents because every week at least one accident is reported here on this very same road. There needs to be extreme prudence where when one is going on such roads, and there have been numerous cases of rash driving that has been reported. So in a crackdown, the police have impounded these luxury cars for overspeeding and rash driving. However, the owners of these cars tell that they were not overspeeding. They were going only within the prescribed speed limit, and the sports car enthusiasts say that the police are exaggerating the fact. So that is the defense coming in from these owners who maintain that they were well within the speed limit, and they always give priority to safety and precaution.
Well, it's difficult to believe that they were actually driving at 60 kilometers per hour, looking at the fact that some of these vehicles reach 60 kilometers per hour within the matter of 0 to 3 seconds, because that's how these cars are actually engineered. But a little more in detail, look, Priya, perhaps if we know if this is a club that has been busted, or are there many other people who continue to engage in such activity? Will this really act as a deterrent? Like there are bikers gangs that create menace with their stunts. Now there are car gangs as well that are creating menace on the roads, endangering life. Is this a larger nexus or a racket that the Chennai police is trying to bust?
Well, first let's look at this particular road. This is East Coast Road, one of the very scenic routes in Chennai that connects Chennai to Puducherry. And this is a haven for weekend riders. There are several groups of bikers and car enthusiasts who have weekend trips along ECR and they have been doing it for several years for now. And the police are cracking the whip on those who are indulging in racing without permission, and those who are overspeeding and who are indulging in rash driving. Yes, there are a number of biker and car groups that indulge in weekend trips along ECR in this particular road. So the police say that they are cracking down on those people who are overspeeding and are having race without a permission. So that is the police's defense, and the police will also be conducting checks regularly to ensure that there is no overspeeding and all these people are well within the prescribed limit of speed.